What's the weirdest thing you noticed at a party? I was at my neighbor's graduation party when I spotted a photo on their wall that made my heart stop. It was an old picture of my mom when she was younger, standing with her arm around my neighbor's dad. Mom never mentioned knowing these neighbors before we moved here last year. She always acted like they were strangers. I grabbed my soda and walked closer to the picture, trying not to look weird while I stared at it. The photo was dusty and looked about 20 years old. My mom was wearing a college sweatshirt and she was smiling super big with her arm tight around this man I only knew as Mr. Peterson from down the street. I took a quick picture with my phone and tried to act normal when my neighbor's mom offered me some chips. The whole time she was smiling at me, but her eyes looked kind of sad or worried. When I went to the bathroom, I noticed more old photos in the hallway. In one of them, my mom was holding a baby, and Mrs. Peterson was right beside her, holding another baby. I felt my hands get all sweaty, and my heart beat really fast. The weirdest part was that the babies looked exactly the same, like twins. I stood there forever, trying to make sense of it. My birthday is the same month as my neighbor Jake. We're both the same height with the same color eyes. I went back to the party, but everything felt different now. I watched Jake laughing with his friends, and I noticed how his laugh sounded just like mine. I even caught Mr. Peterson staring at me a few times, like he was checking for something in my face. When my mom showed up to pick me up, Mrs. Peterson dropped a glass when she walked in. The whole room got super quiet. My mom froze at the door, and they just looked at each other for what felt like forever. Mom's face got really pale, and she grabbed my arm and said we had to leave right away. In the car, she gripped the steering wheel so tight her knuckles turned white. When I asked her about the photo, she just said it was from a long time ago and changed the subject. That night, I heard her crying in her bedroom. I looked at the picture I took on my phone, and I noticed something I missed before. There was a hospital bracelet on my mom's wrist in that old photo. I searched online for twins separated at birth and read stories about families who split up twins for adoption. Some twins found each other years later by accident. My stomach felt like it was full of rocks. I stayed up all night, looking at my face in the mirror and then at Jake's social media photos. The longer I looked, the more alike we seemed. I waited until morning, and then I walked straight to Jake's house and knocked on the door. When Jake opened it, I held up my phone with the hospital photo. His face changed as he looked at it. "I found something weird last night too," he said, and showed me an old letter he found in his dad's desk. It was from my mom, and the first line said, "I can't keep both babies, but I can't choose which one to give up." Now I'm sitting here with Jake in his backyard. We just took a DNA test with one of those kits his mom had in the bathroom. In 3 to 5 business days, we'll know if we're actually twins. But honestly, looking at him right now, I already know the answer. What would you do if you found out your whole life was based on a secret like this?